Hello, everybody. Time to check in again. I had a really good conversation with my colleague during lunch today, and I thought, better share this very much. It's about perseverance. All the time that I have seen a lot of motivational videos, and they always portray. Of course, they have stories of struggle and stuff like that, but I still feel that there are some parts that I wish I knew in more detail. For instance, about perseverance. How is every day like? In terms of really getting to your dreams. Because for myself, yesterday I thought of a really good idea spurred from actually a very emotional moment. It was a trigger from work that made me question about my importance in this world. Honestly, to everyone out here, there's no need to question your worth. The fact that you exist in this world, you're meant to do something. The only thing you need to do is to be a bit more brave, more courageous, to step forward and really take a look at what you're really afraid of, which is what I'm doing. Because I was triggered at work to feel not included, very FOMO about this kind of things, but I feel so involved, so want to be involved in a strategic moment. In every company, I always wish that I'll be very involved in a strategic manner, that I will be able to see where is the company going, what is the long-term view, what is the sustainable rate and stuff like that of the company. And that actually got me to realize that I do need to form my own company. And I guess all these experiences are really gearing me towards forming a really good company at the end of the day. But what are the everyday struggles? For instance, being an employee in a company right now, I face the challenge of feeling important in a company or not. And that trigger really spurred me to get emotional about things. I was very upset with the lack of openness, a lot of secrecy and stuff like that. But it's not the point. The point is really to understand what is it that I am here to learn. Because I realized through my patterns of my life at work is repeating. And that's really very important to notice, because if it's repeating, that means there is a lesson that I'm not learning. So wherever I go, whether I change the job, it doesn't matter. It doesn't work if I change the job, because when I choose to think that it's the environment that affects me, then the pattern will definitely repeat itself, which it did. So I was just questioning and investigating with myself, like, what is it here that I'm really learning? It's that I really focus on what's not so good about the situation, that I don't find the gem, the gift in the situation that I'm in. Of course, there are shadows, there are things that I really don't like and dislike and stuff, but there are also things that I like. And it got me motivated to figure out what is it I want in my own company when I started. So one big thing is that I really want to get people involved in the whole company at all times if possible. At least every week, I will want to involve everyone in the company about what is going on, about where are we going, what are the struggles we are facing, what do we need help with. It's all very ideal, but this is truly what are the foundational steps that I will take when I start a company. I always want my employees to feel like they're part of it. Of course, profit sharing will be the best. I don't know whether it will be sensible, it will be reasonable for a company to survive if there are certain policies or certain things involved, because I haven't started a company myself. So the honest truth is that I'm still learning, and I'm really picking up all these things, taking them very seriously, and at the same time giving it some sense of adventure. That's the whole point. of life for me to contribute to this world, or at least this is what I feel is my purpose, my main purpose when I start a company, is to really enjoy the moments where my team is really very supportive. I call this Synarchy. Synarchy is totally different from anarchy, because Synarchy is more like the leader is based on the creative impulse, where we really get to follow someone with a very good idea and to run with it and be practical about it, because we also need to be sustainable. We also live in this reality where we need to monetize, we need to live with the money, we need to figure out how to keep ourselves alive, at the same time not worry, you know, about our spiritual growth. So what really triggered me was this part, and I keep on journaling. I was writing. I was really just letting my thoughts pen down its frustration. You know, there are so many emotional rumblings that's going on. So I just wrote down, and I got a really good idea. So I was like trying to find somebody that I can share with, because it was something that was really out of the blue, and I felt that it was an inspiration. So I shared it. And when I shared it, I got rejected, thinking that I had high hopes that it could lead into something, and I got rejected. And you know what? The next moment, I told myself, I don't want to do it already. And that's the reality. I always wondered, people like Oprah Winfrey, right? When they are rejected, what was the thing that really happened to them? Because for me, I give up. I simply give up. It took me some courage to come back to this, you know, to this video taking, because I felt so dejected. You know, I have my own fears, I have my own shadows, right? So when I was like being told that it doesn't work, I've done this before, you know, I already did it, but you know, people are just scared and stuff. And I try to tell them, no, it's about navigation, it's about bringing them to a better space and stuff. I will share the details of my business plan in a while, but it's more of this journey of being so emotional about this, and losing the mood. My perseverance generally is quite good. You know, in the past when I was a netball player, I was really coached by someone very famous in Singapore for being so fierce and terrorizes the whole place, the whole netball court. And I was with her all the way from primary 4 to when I was in university. You can imagine how many years is that. And I totally love her. I'm keeping in touch with my coach. But it's like, if you talk about perseverance, I think any player who is under this coach will have perseverance as one of the more than above average kind of level, because her trainings are really tough. Every single time I will be close to tears waiting for her to come. And when she comes, then the extreme fear will get me to almost like buckle my knees and stuff like that. But when the training starts, that's where everything goes with the flow, and you gain the strength, you gain the discipline, you gain the perseverance, you gain the power to do anything you want on court, because she's so focused on fitness and she's so good at doing something perfectly that even when anyone knows the strategy that we have on court, on netball court, they still can't get our ball. That's because our fitness is so good that we will always get the ball no matter what. So when it comes to perseverance, I always thought I had it. You know, I had the extreme end of what good perseverance is. Because that's another like very good story that I love to share. Anyone who's in the netball scene will know this, because I come from IJ Toa Payoh. So this coach is really famous for getting a lot of netball players into Singapore team, because we're trained. We're trained to really represent the country for its fitness, you know. Many of us go there. So coming back to that moment of when I was rejected by just one person, I gave up. That's how the reality is. Okay, when I really try to do something that I felt passionate about at that moment. Like really want to get it out there, and I've been like this for years, trying to figure out this career path. And I know that eventually I am a person who needs to own a company, and I am a person who needs to be with the community and figure things out together, that kind of thing. It's really about synergy for me. And yet when just one person rejects me, I just switch off, and I said, no, I'm not gonna do this again. And it's only when the pain wakes me up again, which is the fact that, I have to work for somebody, that I started to okay, consider. Because that's what perseverance is. It's not that you don't give up, At least that's what I feel. Because I thought I had a lot of perseverance, and actually in my previous job I had a lot of perseverance. Okay, I sleep for 4-5 hours only every day for at least 2 years straight. And thanks to COVID, I really did not travel or even take a break. Every single day was a working day for me, trying to get things there, trying to get to where I thought my career would bring me, to be influential, to be really getting into people's hearts and share this message so that they could really take a braver step, take a courageous step towards what they are really here for, to make a needle point for a societal change. And yet, my friends, I quit. Okay? I figured something out in my life, and I quit. I quit my previous job, leaving behind all the things that I persevered for, that I really drove myself to the extreme to just get to the point, to the finishing line, to realize that I wasn't in the direction that I wanted in the first place. And it took me 1.5 years, okay? I went through depression, maybe. I don't know, I was never diagnosed, but I was really going through a lot of ups and downs. It was mostly emotional turmoil. I was asking myself, how come? With the kind of perseverance that I have, how come? How come I don't feel happy striving towards this success? And I was literally on the top already, and I could just continue my way and be on the top of that company anyway. But I was so drawn by something else, that got me so upset being in this same place and stuff. It's the same moment when I choose to give up on my passion, thinking that, one rejection I cannot take. I really hate failure. I don't like this feeling at all. I'm moody. I don't want to do this. And when I wake up to realize that, no, the soul wants something else, that's where I really got my feet up, and I managed to open myself. Very, very strenuous, but I told myself there must be a lesson in this. I can't be so stubborn and narrow-minded. Let's figure it out. Let's be more open. Like, what is it? So what if I had great perseverance for sports? Does it mean I have great perseverance for my mental health, for my mental wellness? Mentally, maybe I'm not that good at perseverance. Maybe I need training for that. And that's where I met my colleague, who shared a lot of things with me to help me go through this moment of pain, to realize that, you know what? That's how reality is. Every day we need to be inspired. Every day I felt like giving up. Every day I feel like giving in to my shadows, to the fact that I hate failure. I feel a lot of resistance. I lose a lot of self-esteem when someone rejects me. I keep going because I cannot take it if my message is not shared. I need to do something about it, no matter what. And that's what perseverance is, okay? It's not that I don't give up. I give up very often, in fact. You know, now thinking back about all my netball times, I don't really give up, but that's because I was given a position of a captain. Then I realized that maybe it's the people that I really want to be connected with. Not that I want to serve. You know, at this point in time, I can't be too noble about all these things. But it's the fact that there's no meaning in life if I give up. Then I do something else that I don't like. That's ridiculous for me. I really hate it. So that's where I really pick up and carry on. So what I found out about perseverance is this. It takes some patience, okay? And that is another big topic. Because sometimes patience has gotten me to not move at all, to not take action, and realize that I'm actually giving myself excuse of finding a reason just to avoid my fear again. Because the whole point, all the words that come out of me, they are not supposed to bring me backwards or to regress in a way, because patience is needed. But again, like I said, my manipulative mind will use that understanding and try to help me avoid my fears, because patience is needed to confront my fears. So just be, again, it's the same thing, right? Be absolutely honest with myself, and I realize that okay, there are some parts that I need patience on, and there are some parts that I'm just using patience as an excuse, which I must say is really the toughest thing to do for me, because sometimes I just clump them together, and it takes really some maturity, some strengthening in the awareness. That's why it's possible to really do the same thing every day, face the same work environment every day, and grow your awareness in there and deepen that understanding so that I can figure out and discriminate what is it that my heart is striving for and need, versus what the mental mind is trying to just help me find a solution to make me feel better. Okay, both are very helpful, but I feel in my personal journey that my heart needs to take the lead so that my brain can support my heart. The brain, I always understand, is like it's a form of logic that really opens the heart. So it's not to say, I mean, as a start, of course, try not to listen to my brain so much and just listen to the heart. But eventually, I know that it's about teamwork, it's about synergy. I have a long way to go. I have a huge vision. I'm building a skyscraper while everyone is building homes. So when everyone is done with their houses in 1 or 2 years, I get very frustrated because I'm still digging my foundation. And I keep on questioning myself every single day. Should I just build a house instead? Why should I build a skyscraper? Why? You know, it makes me so unhappy sometimes. I'm in the dark, I'm alone, somebody want to help me, then after that they leave me. But at the end of the day, it's really more exciting if I build a skyscraper, so... And this is me. And I go through dance. Hopefully, in the near future, I'm able to express myself beyond words. I realize how words can be very limiting. That you're just listening to me, you're watching me. I hope you can gather my energy to you. Because most importantly, is the message, the subtle message behind the words. I'm not saying my words are not important, but I'm just letting you know that words are very limited in expression. You know, I can verbalize it the best way I can, but it's the same thing that I shared in the previous episode. I'm happy, and if you just focus on the words, you can't really tell what I mean. But if you can see the energy that I'm pulling through, that I'm pushing it out, and I'm exchanging with you, you will sense and experience that happiness that I expressed in the first place. All right, checking out because I'm going for my next meeting. So take care, everybody, and thank you very much. See ya.